Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop right there. This channel is not intended for kids under the age of 13. So if you're under the age of 13, please leave.
Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Marvel Legends series Legendary Riders, the Marvel's Punisher, and I think it's still the Legendary Riders series. I'm assuming that's what they are when they have the motorcycle. I know that's what they were originally when they came out, so I'm assuming, I don't know. Somebody comment down below if this is still the Legendary Rider series or whatever they like to call it. But this one looks very badass. It comes in that same bike we've seen a bunch of times already, and it looks so awesome in package. Huge shout out to Nate's Toys and Collectibles, because I was able to pre-order it from him to guarantee getting one of these in hand, and it's awesome just looking at it in package. I can't wait to bust it out. So on both sides of the box, we got this very badass looking artwork of Frank Castle on his bike, just looking like he's gonna tear somebody a new butthole. It is awesome. He just looks so intimidating. I mean, the Punisher should be, because he's such a badass. Now, on the back of the box, we do got a giant product shot of the figure on the bike. We also got some read-up information, so feel free to pause it if you want to read it. We also got some other product shots showing off the bike, the alternate head, the license plate, some of the accessories. Punisher comes with a bunch of weapons, as he should, because he's the Punisher, and one of the weapons is a baseball bat. This thing's casted in a tan plastic. It's not a floppy plastic. It's actually a harder plastic. Looks pretty good. There's no paint, no texture at all. It's just plastic shaped like a baseball bat. Now, if beating somebody with the baseball bat wasn't enough, Punisher comes with a machete, and the blade is painted very nicely. The handle is the brown plastic. Rivets could have been painted, but we at least got them sculpted in, and it's a nice looking machete. Diving into the firearms, Punisher comes with a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun, and yeah, that's right, I said a sawed-off shotgun. This is not a Nerf gun. This is based off of a real gun, and it looks pretty awesome. I mean, the paint job is just brown paint on black plastic, but the sculpt's there. You could add some dry brush into silver and stuff like that. It's a must-have, especially if you're riding on a Harley and stuff like that, and you're the Punisher. A double-barreled sawed-off shotgun is a must. And if your style's not with the sawed-off shotgun, you could bust out this Uzi, and it might have a different name. I think it's just called the Uzi. Somebody could probably comment down below and tell me the exact model and make of this gun. But still, we got ourselves a Uzi. The thing looks awesome. It's got the extended magazine. The sculpt work looks phenomenal. No hole in the barrel. And last but not least, the last firepower he gets is a Tech 9. And this thing, it's again, the sculpt work's there. They can make realistic guns. I guess the character has to be a character that can't get away with using Nerf guns, or Hasbro actually listened to us and said, hey, let's give them some realistic guns, since we've been forcing Nerf guns down their throat. But all the accessories, not just this one, all the accessories he's coming with are very solid accessories. Now, the final small accessory that he comes with is this helmet. It's a Viking helmet. Can be used to be worn. Probably could use it as a weapon with those horns. This thing looks badass. I mean, this is from the Kill Crew story, and it's a nice little Easter egg bonus that Hasbro tossed in there. Instead of just saying, hey, it's the Punisher, here's some guns and a bike, they actually added this little helmet in here. And it looks awesome. I think it's great. I think you could use it on multiple figures if you wanted to, but the sculpt's there. We got the really glossy horns. It works for me. Here we got Punisher's biggest accessory, and that is his bike. And yes, we've seen it before, but this one's just badass. It's painted black. Everybody wanted that motorcycle in black so they could use it with other figures. Well, here's your opportunity to do so. It has some nice gloss plastic for the piping, for the exhaust and everything. We got some matte black. It's a good mixture of the matte and glossy, and it makes sense. It could use some, maybe some silver dry brushing to give some wear, but it's the Punisher. I don't know. I think he'd take care of his vehicles and keep them all nice, because this is going to be saving his ass under, some gunfire and stuff like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that you would have some rough edges on the paints and stuff like that on the tank and everything? Comment down below. Let me know what you guys would think. Or do you think he would have it all clean and pristine, like how he would keep his guns? But overall, I'm happy with the bike. Again, It's not like it's the first time I've seen this bike. It's just the first time we've seen it in this color, and it looks great. And one thing I have an issue with, though, and I don't recall if I had the issue with it last time with the other bikes, but you got this kickstand on the bottom. We got the dually kickstands out, and then you can flip it forward, and you can have the single kickstand. Well, when you go to use it, it just wants to topple over. Like, you can't lean it because it's too tall. So you just got this bike that wants to keep toppling over, which doesn't make sense. So if you're going to want to just set the bike up, make sure you use the dual one sitting on there. The headlights, pretty cool. Got the clear plastic over an image. The red is painted okay. It's not the best. I wish they would have used like a translucent red plastic for those. And they did the same thing for the back. It's just painted. But one thing that's really, really cool that I want to show you guys, and this is one of the things they showed off on the back of the box as well, he does have a unique license plate on there. And I think it looks very awesome, especially since it's actually a license plate. You can see the thickness there. It's not just a sticker, so you don't have to worry about this thing like peeling off, which is awesome. And it says, looks like it says I, New York. It looks like he scraped out the love. That's pretty funny. When we get up to his odometer, we got the Punisher skull. Nice little touch there. Looks nice, clean details. You can see the mileage and everything and how fast he's going. Very cool little touches to a bike that we got before. Punisher does come with the alternate head with his little puffy eyes. Either they're, I don't know if they're supposed to be black eyes or he's just exhausted, but he just has this mean looking mug. That nose definitely looks like it's been broken a couple times. He just looks so grumpy. He's got his like receding hairline. Overall, pretty awesome head sculpt. They missed a little bit of paint where his ear is. As you can see, it looks like his ear is lower than it should be. They do it on this side. No, they didn't do it nearly as bad, but it should be easy fix to add some black paint there. And it's a pretty nice head sculpt. Up close, Punisher has equipped a busted up face. His teeth are painted okay. His eyes are still poofy. One eye is like bloodshot red because he must have got a good hit in the face or in the eye. He's got all these butterfly stitches. Pretty awesome. I mean, it's pretty much very similar head sculpt, just some slight changes. And then we get the gritting teeth, which I think they could have done something a little bit better. I don't feel like they're painted as nicely. Can't really see the details as much as I would like. That's the only thing that really stands out to me is like the teeth. You got all this cool detail, and then the teeth just look like they just, hey, I just painted white. His shirt has the skull on it. He's got this like harness, right? Little pouches and stuff. It's got a hole in the back for no reason. Sculpted in detail. You can see the leather texturing throughout. This harness is useless. There is no, like, maybe you could tuck the weapon, like the machete underneath or something, but there's no holsters for any guns or any weapons on this character at all. Not even on his bike. And it's like, it makes no sense. To me, at least. It doesn't make sense. His arms look pretty good, except when you get into the upper shoulder, you can see he's got a dark tan up top. You can see some of the paint chipping away. They painted flesh over black, and they don't match. That's the biggest thing that bugs me. And then also, if you look at the figure, you know, sort of zoomed out here. Let me zoom back out. That's as far as his arms are going to set. Like, he's not going to be able to get his arms to hang down by his sides. So don't expect him, like, that just, he's just super swole, I guess. I don't know. Or it's because of these harnesses. They had to make it that way. This harness is, again, just doesn't make sense to me. Then we get into his pants. They look good. They're textured. The gloves look good, too. Not too bad. Let me zoom in on those gloves. They look pretty nice. And then the pants, again, texture. And then we get another useless item. We got this, like, magazine pouch holder, whatever you want to call it. Look how flat those magazines are. Like, they could have added a little bit of depth to it. Because it's like, okay, it looks all cool this way, but then you rotate and you're like, man, those are some flat. Those are like, they're flatter than probably what people use for airsoft. I mean, that's, again, just like they're putting stuff on these to make them look cool, but it's like they're not doing it right. It should be a little bit thicker. a little bit girthier. But the pants and stuff are good. Shoes look good. It's definitely stuff that I think the Punisher would wear, in my opinion. The magazine thing for sure, if it was actually a real functioning one that looked realistic, and then the harness he would wear if it functioned as well. Overall, it's not a bad figure. Definitely not a bad figure. And if you look at his arms, pinless. We got pinless arms, but we don't got pinless legs. Let's go ahead and dive into some articulation. His head's on the ball joint disc hinge, so he can look down quite a bit. Can look up quite a bit. Full rotation of the head. Even some attitude going on there. His arms, they go up about this far. That's it. Bicep joints. Did I say bicep? Bicep swivel, not... Because I was thinking as I was bending this double jointed elbow, I was like bicep joint. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and they look pretty good for being pinless, moved. His wrist does rotate as well with this one, and it's supposed to go up and down. It's just a little bit tough with the wrist. This one moves this way. Don't know why they would have gave us that one instead of just doing them both the same way, but hey, it works. And we only get a pair of trigger finger hands. We didn't get any fist hands or anything like that. I wish we would have got some fist hands because Punisher does punch people. And we do get some nice ab crunch. And this whole sculpt in his shirt and everything, I think I skipped over it when we were, I got distracted by some other things I didn't really care for. But I love the sculpted shirt. It looks great. The ab crunch, he can lean back a decent amount. And it still shows the skull, which is good. And then he can lean forward. Not as much as others. He can move forward, and there's no gapping on the back, which is nice. His waist can swivel, given those bookshelf hips, which, come on. Come on, Hasbro, stop doing this crap. Unless you have a belt or something that hides it, this is stupid. This is stupid. In my opinion, they need to do the ball joint into the crotch, and give it that little swivel there, keeping this as well. Legs, you can kick out this far. You can do it on this side too, but that holster sort of has to slide down. So he can do splits like this far. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed knees, no boot swivel. We just get an ankle bend and pivot. So, and I mean, he could do a Spartan kick, which is pretty good. So a fair amount, should I say, of articulation when it comes to this Rider Series Punisher. Now you can get Punisher with a nice little stride, carrying a machete and a bat, trying to get revenge on whoever busted up his face. Looks awesome, right? It's a pretty solid looking, aggressive looking figure, but I still have issues. It's when I'm posing him, it's these arms being limited. They can't go down any further. So it's like carrying stuff like a machete and stuff. It doesn't seem as natural. Like this should come down a little bit. And I wish he had a little bit of maybe like a butterfly joint in there. I don't know. It bugs me just how there's this giant gap that you can't really get rid of. So I was right. The harness on his back isn't completely useless. He can put the machete there. Now the Punisher looks awesome equipped with his gear. With the helmet on his busted up face, it covers up the damage, but he has that grit and teeth where he just looks angry as can be. And if you have that deluxe War Machine figure, you can bust out the smoking effects and the shooting effects, because the shooting effect pops right into the Tech 9, the smoke effect pops into the double barrel shotgun, and you can flip them because they have the holes that fit those ports perfectly, and it definitely adds to the character and to the figure if you want to pose them up this way or just do some really awesome fig photography. Now, with me equipping this Uzi to Punisher and putting the alternate head on, I posed him this way, right? And to me, he's giving off some Steven Seagal vibes with that head and everything. Or he just looks like a goon that you'd see that'd be covering doors for like a drug lord or something like that, or a mafia boss. Like, if you don't see the skull, that's what he looks like, just some goon. And I mean, it works. And what's sort of a bummer is like they did not add a hole to the end of this gun, so you really can't have fun with effects with it. It's a great gun. I just wish they would have done that. And his straight face does just give off that disgruntled, angry, I'm going to do some damage Punisher. And surprisingly enough, the figure actually fits on the bike very well. and his big old arms, because they don't need to get super close in, can grab onto those handlebars, and it looks great. Besides the little issues that this figure has, it's pretty badass. I mean, you can still get him on a motorcycle holding that bat to the side. It could even be a machete, just ready to just roll up and just take somebody out. It's awesome. I mean, it's a solid figure, especially for the dollar point that they placed it as. You get a lot for your dollar. Now, don't forget the other effect for War Machine still works. You just got to use some sticky tack, and you can get them to be just shooting multiple things with this Uzi or any other gun. Because, I mean, you just literally take some sticky tack, put it there, put the barrel in. I mean, you could do that for a lot of effects that may not fit perfectly on your guns. So in the end, the Punisher just wants to buy some cases of beer, get back after a day of vengeance and revenge, and just wants to sit back and relax with a brew. And the figure is awesome. You can see I busted out all these little props and accessories I had, and you can have fun with this figure. And that's really what is important. It's like you can have fun. You can get some great shots with it. It's a solid figure. You know, I pointed out the little issues I had, but it may not be issues that you guys have. So that sums up my unboxing and review of Marvel Legends series, Legendary Riders, Punisher. If you guys like what you saw, please hit that thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, as it will mean the world to me. And also hit that silver bell notification if you want to stay in the know when I post up new videos. And most importantly, check out Nate's Toys and Collectibles. That's where I've been getting my Legends, my Black series, and my G.I. Joe Classified series. So definitely check Nate's shop out. It's down below in the description. Definitely check it out. And most importantly, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.